I'll tell you about lunch.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rolling the Dice 200 here at Las Vegas, put on by the WRL in the Busch series. And here's my two hosts with me, if I could talk for once in my life.
Spit it out.
Mike Sr., VP of the Entry Series and VP of the Fired Up Truck Series, Weston Grant. How you both doing tonight?
I'm good, buddy. I mean, we're excited to do this. How about you, Grant?
I'm doing really well. Had a heck of a race last night in trucks and looking to see some great Xfinity racing today.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just real quick touch. I mean, some of the changes we've made. You know, we just introduced the introduction series. You know, which, you know, some people felt that was a good adjustment. And obviously, if we see tonight's race, tonight will definitely be the time of the tale because of last two races we've had the past 2 nights were incredible. Let's hope. I mean, I know these boys are capable of it too, so these guys should be able to put the hammer down at Vegas.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think it's going to be a really good night for a lot of drivers. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to sit up here and watch these drivers go battle here at Las Vegas. You know, 17 drivers, kind of the smallest field we've had this season for Busch. I think it's going to really change the aspect of the racing we're going to see. Because now we have the guys that are just committed to running for driver points here, so now that's going to make that cut line ever so important.
Oh, very much so, Jade. I mean, you now that these guys have realized, you know, now that the fields have kind of changed a little bit, you know, which is what we kind of wanted. We wanted to get them a little more manageable, you know what I mean? And that's what's done by what we've done by separating some of the stuff. And now these guys in it, we're actually you'll probably see right now that these guys are going to put the hammer down here, and you're going to have some great racing and have some great, you know, kind of I call it cooperative teamwork. Even though you're not on the same team as that, but that's what it takes to do this. Is, you know, 2 stages of kind of working together off and on, and then the 3rd stage, put that hammer down.
VP of the Outlaw Racing Series has also joined us, Christian Soberg. Christian, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Just running in 7th here, trying to.
So the heats are underway. Now remember, we did make the announcement that at the time of playoffs, when they roll around, we will have no more heats once playoffs start. And it will be a great
I think that I mean, the guys are excited about that. Yep. I mean, the guys are excited about that because, I mean, the heat was definitely a new kind of something that, you know, you put it installed and, you know, twisted into the, you know, trying to make things a little more with a variety. And I know that the guys, you know, they like the heats, but, you know, they still, you know how it is when you know, old school racing, you get so accustomed to one way, and then when you change it, they kind of get that, you know, uneasy stuff. Well, now that we're starting to settle in a little bit, I think that, you know, with all the changes that we've made, you know, in the past, you know, it's going to be great.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. You know, Mike and Grant, you both dropped from the Busch series and declared for truck points here this last.
Don't know what happened there.
Yeah,
my mic came unplugged there for a hot second. So you both declared, yeah, right. You both declared for truck points this past week. Now, Grant, the admins did okay your waiver, and Mike, your waiver, as you are now added to that waiver. You both, as long as you both can make it into that top 14 or secure one of the 2 waiver spots, you both can go battle for a championship in the Fired Up Truck Series. What does that mean to you guys moving forward, and what does that do? Mike, you do have more hot seat reserve races, so those races will convert into actual points, and you will be in points. Grant does have 1 reserve race at Daytona, so those points will also convert into actual points. So what does that mean for you both moving forward? Mike, it's going to put you in a better spot than it will Grant, but what does that do for you two?
Grant, you wanna go first, buddy? Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, sure. You know, a lot like I said yesterday, before with pre-races, you know, I feel like the truck has plenty of speed in it. You know, we can definitely find those areas to where we can make up those points. And I know we're still a little bit behind the 8 ball, especially after yesterday's race. I think we picked up 3 or 4 stage points. And ended up finishing around 8th, I think, for the final race, for the checker flag. So, I mean, you know, it's still going to be a lot of work trying to get those points caught up, but it's very doable. And I know Mike, he's got just as much speed capability as anyone else in the field. And just, you know, going out there and doing our best week to week is what's really going to help us the most.
Yeah,
Oh, and I agree, Grant, with that. I mean, I agree with that 100%, buddy. And just touch on my end. You know, I agree with that 100%. You know, everybody knows how I am. I race my capabilities. I do what I got to do. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. You know, my focus is no different than it would be even racing in Xfinity or anything else. You know, when I was there, it's the same deal here, except for that I haven't run trucks very much, and I think that's the only thing that on my thing I haven't done. You know, I have been a 2-time owner champion here. I have won, you know, a championship, an Xfinity, a cup in another league, but I do not have a truck one. You know, and I think that would be, you know, and that's, you know what I mean. So that's all I'm concentrating on is just doing the best that I can. And now that I'm, you know, some things have kind of changed for me. I'm hardwired again. You know, so it's going to change that lag. Believe it or not, that lag spike that, you know, you have when you're not hardwired, it slows you down. It makes you slower. And now that I'm hardwired again, I see, like last night in the trucks, and then the entry series, you know, my speed is come back because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited for all that because,
you know, as a competitor, I noticed that too, Mike. You know, we were able to really work with each other. And, you know, at that one point of the race, you know, we had the high line rolling with just the 4 of us. And, you know, I think I got up to about 4th place. And then, you know, Hickson and the 21 ended up getting wrecked. And then it all fell apart from there. But, you know, I could tell the speed's there.
Yeah.
You know, it's just we need to work on, you know, kind of cleaning it up a little bit and trying to figure out runs better. But then again, you know, it's Talladega. You kind of expect that going into it.
But tonight we're at Vegas. You know, it's tonight is more about the Busch guys tonight, guys. I mean, these guys are, you know, we've gone through some, you know, hard weeks in the past few weeks. You know, with trying to get things a little more organized and a little more, you know, for the drivers. You know, the staff, you know, the admins did that. They pulled the trigger on what they had to do to make sure that everybody was, you know, you can't please everybody here, but you can do the best you can to try to please the overall group, and that is what has been done. Just the proof has been by the entry series that was just developed, the truck series last night, and I said tonight will be the key to this all is that with the decisions that was made by admins was the right decision, and I believe wholeheartedly that the decision that was made was correct in every way, and we're going to see some great races tonight with these guys.
With
Yeah,
that
I
said,
completely agree with you, Mike.
Go ahead, buddy. You're up, bud.
okay, so here's our lineup for tonight's race. Not determined by positions, I mean by all drivers. So the first driver who was confirmed for the hot seat was the 21 car of ANAT 20, Mr. Podium Godzak in the number 6 Chevrolet Camaro. We got Jay Fergie in the number 92. Next up, we have C's in the number 15 Chevrolet. And we have the 89 of Keith Kitty Ayers behind the wheel, the number 89 KAI Chevrolet Camaro. Then we got Will in the 16 car. Then we got Gaynard in the number 13 Toyota Supra. Turf in the number 9 Chevrolet Camaro. Formerly Grant Racer's Ride. Then we got Chase 71 behind the wheel of the 07 Ford Mustang. I believe that is correct, right? Or is that a Camaro? I don't know.
The 07 is a Camaro.
Yep.
It is a Camaro, okay. Then we got Nitro in the number 68, and we've been told he's running custom schemes, so look out for the beautiful colors on that. Then we got Maggio Magic, the only Ford in the field. The number
and
98.
the winner of the Extend, and oh, sorry, buddy, and the winner of the entry series on Monday.
Then we got Casey Joe, defending winner at Phoenix. The winner at Phoenix. Then we got Scorpius for life in the number 44. We got Drake, the GTA 5 creator, now has 2 wins under his belt. In the number 11 Chevrolet for Fatal. Then we got Goose in the 36. Matthew Parkhurst back behind the wheel of the 8 after dealing with some trauma. He is back and ready to contend. And to wrap up the field, we got the RCR number 2, a plays official. With that lineup being said, it's time for the commentators to decide who are the ones to watch. We're gonna start with Mike Sr. Who do you got your eye on, buddy?
Oh, of course. I mean, I've always got my eye on Goose. I mean, I worked with him. I mean, I did some practice with him. I mean, I still practice, even though I don't race the series more. I jump in as much as I can with the other guys. I still, race with them and this and that. Even just in practices. But he's got a fast car. He's got a good pitch strategy. So I'm definitely looking at Goose as someone that's going to be definitely a contender for this.
Grant, you're up next, buddy. Who you got?
Obviously, I gotta look at the favorites. Drake has been fast week in, week out. I know Matt, this is one of his favorite tracks to run. Godzak, usually always fast. And Maggio Magic as well. They've been there week in, week out, proving their stuff. Those are the guys I'm watching.
Jade?
It's kind of hard not to be a little biased when I make this statement, but I gotta make it. Right now, the top 3 drivers in Busch are all Fatal affiliated cars. 3 different Fatal cars. 1, 2, 3. 3 different teams. It's hard to root against Godzak, who got his first win here a few weeks ago at Mid-Ohio. Keith Allen Ayers, the kitty cat, trying to get his first win of the season. Hasn't found his way to hasn't found his way to victory lane yet. Still trying to find that win. This is now this first season. He's really in jeopardy of trying to find a win. So it might be his first NASCAR season that he goes winless, which would be very surprising. Or Drake, who actually has 3 wins on the season, jumped 7 positions after the Bristol Double Points race. So those are the guys definitely to watch. Maggio is one of the other ones. But if you want me to really call a favorite for tonight, I'm gonna say a Nat 20.
Ooh, the 21.
The last driver in on points right now in this series. He's got about a 30 points exactly back to William Moore, trying to find his way in. A Nat, if this race can be fuel mileage if it falls correctly. And if anyone is going to make it fuel mileage, it's going to be a Nat 20. Mark my words, watch that final stage, watch that 21 car come across the line in first place.
I agree with that too, because I can jump on board with that, because the fact is that he's very good on fuel mileage. He has been, he always has been, So I could see that definitely coming into play. And you're right, Jade, about that. If everything goes right and it goes like it's supposed to, a fuel mileage race is going to be, that should, really be. It's going to be more, it's going to be a combination of tire wear and fuel mileage is what's going to happen. Who's going to push it? Who's not? You know what I mean?
Oh, I agree. Somebody else I look at who's really good at that too is actually Matt. We've seen him do it a couple times in Truck Series, and he's tried it in, Busch as well. And, just this season, it's been one of those rough ones on him that he hasn't really been able to pull it off yet, but I feel like he could easily do it as well.
Oh, any one of these drivers are capable of pulling off a win. It's just a matter of being in the right place at the right time and and with this class of field that we have, you gotta be pretty flawless. because of a lot of these guys will notice that mistake and capitalize on your mistake, and next thing you know, you're on the outside looking in.
Indeed. Remember also what Grant was talking about. You also got to keep an eye. You got to get your car set up right, because if you get it wrong, you could be sitting at the back of the pack trying to claw your way back up.
Agreed. Agreed. The pit stops. If it goes green, it definitely comes to a total different strategy. If caution comes out, this that. But if you get a minimum amount of time to set that car up, you better make sure you hit those marks from the get-go.
Another stat that I want to bring into this: we've ran 2 races this week so far, both being in the truck series. Well, one being entry series, one being truck series. But we've ran 2 races this season so far. Or 2 races this week so far. 1 caution between the 2 of them. 1.
That's insane.
Actually,
That's awesome.
It was
it was one apiece.
Okay.
Yeah, it was one apiece.
So
it was one apiece, and
them.
it was that's all. And now look at the stats before that. What was it like before that? 4, 5, 6, 7 cautions.
At least.
And that's the trigger I was telling that I was kind of mentioning on, and that when you start seeing things going sideways, it's kind of like how to cut. If you don't put a band-aid on it and fix it when you exactly run into it, then you just continue to bleed and bleed and bleed, and it just makes more of a mess. So by putting a stop to it immediately, like the admins did, and got this all worked out for the drivers, the results are this. Xfinity, an entry series, great racing, and they fluctuate. And next week, when they enter, they'll be coming in the Busch cars because they fluctuate their weeks. The truck series last night, what was great, show of okay, listen, now that we got, now that the admins fulfilled what we were looking for, this is what we're going to give. This is what we're going to give the admins, and that was incredible racing. And tonight, I expect nothing but the same.
I agree too. They're going to spread out a little bit. Vegas is known for the draft. It's kind of like another super speedway, but you do got to break and let off a little bit. I'm going to be very interested to see how turn 2 and turn 3 look like. Because
I was looking at that, and I was thinking about that too, because I was thinking about coming off that turn 4. Once those tires, if it stays green through the stages, that car will start actually, you gotta let off coming out of 3 and 4, because if you don't, you're gonna push to that wall, and then you're gonna collect that wall. I know, I did it a couple times myself, just even in a practice, and you're gonna bang that rear car's gonna bang, you're gonna bang that wall on the rear end of that car because she's gonna kick out, and then next thing you know, you're splinting through the front stretch infield.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that Las Vegas is one of the hardest tracks on the schedule, for sure, because it's, well, I would say not really, but I'd say a little bit for these guys, because some of these corners, they can catch you off guard. They may look innocent,
right?
But in reality, they're really tough.
I've seen it where it's more of not necessarily a driver issue, necessarily a game issue. With these corners, because we've all experienced this, guys. We all go hammering in that corner. We know the car is going to stick, but then all of a sudden you get into that center corner coming off, and next thing you know, the car just breaks free, all out of nowhere. It's not the fact. It's not the fact that we did anything wrong, not the fact that we didn't hit our marks, but all of a sudden that car, the whole physics of that car changes on us, and that's what causes. That's what causes kind of some things that happen. So it's multiple things that affect. As long as these guys are patient. And know that, okay, if we go green, these tires are going to wear. You can't push up. You got to be careful coming off turn 4, and that turn 2 is just not really much better, because you got to watch that coming off, because you're coming from you're going to come off from middle to the high or the low to the high. It's a multiple groove track. It can be done. You guys just have to be very aware of what's going on.
Right, we do need an update though on the heats, so
I will give you an update because I just checked on both of them. Heat 2 is done. Drake is your winner.
Here's
and 1 currently has about 2 to go.
Right on.
Yeah, and I said, I see these guys really putting, really starting to, hopefully, if the guys watch, a lot of these guys watch the last 2 races, and they'll see what, they'll really start to see, okay, listen, We know we can't win it on the first lap. We know we can't win it on the 5th lap. So it takes where I talk about a lot, about that kind of cooperation, even though you're not teammates. It takes kind of a cooperation through the first stages to give the racing that these guys are capable of to the end, because that's where you've got to set your car up. Anyways, is going towards the end, and I believe that these guys are definitely excited, they're ready.
Yes. Do we got any reports from about certain incidents, about what race we're running in the day or night for the Xfinity race?
Should be a night race.
I think it's the first one of the season, is it not? Other than Bristol?
No,
I think
Daytona,
it's like
I believe we ran night.
The Daytonas were ran at night.
So Daytona is at night.
Every if there's a night race, if a track has a night race, we always run the night race.
Bristol night race. We don't have that one on the schedule.
And that's night racing. Between night and day, we all have experienced that too. Where it changes the car. So hopefully these guys are prepared for that change, because the track will go through a change as the night goes on. So Steve, actually, something, guys? Something we forgot? Steve, what is your pick for tonight, buddy? Because we didn't hear a dime from you.
My pick for tonight is going to be Hazzard. The races I've watched this year, he's always been real solid. So I'm going to pick him for tonight.
Nice, very good. All right, awesome. I mean, guys, yeah, it's going to be good. I'm excited. I can't wait to get this rolling. I mean, as I said, I haven't been in the booth in a while, so.
So yeah, one more thing I want to ask you, Steve, is we kind of made all these changes in the last week and a half, to better everything. Just as you as the sponsor looking in on it, what is your opinion on everything?
I think it's great. To be honest with you, I think it was a good call made by everyone in the league. Obviously the last 2 nights have made a big difference as far as cautions, and to me it was a lot better racing.
See, and that's the whole thing, guys. I mean, that's Steve Rogers from Rogers Racing. He sponsors our upper series. He gives, he takes care of all, all the drivers and stuff like that, incentives and things like that, and we're grateful that you're pleased with the decisions that have been made, and we're very pleased that we knew that we were into a struggle spot, which you've seen it before, but it was corrected immediately, and now we can move on from that and create some great stuff.
Yep.
Indeed.
Jade's got the right people in place as far as adminship and everything, and I'm extremely happy with the way the league's going. It's great.
Well, and that's what we thrive for, buddy.
I think Heat 2 finished. I mean, Heat 1, sorry.
Heat 1, yeah. And Matt won that one.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
As we were rolling into qualifying.
This is one of his favorite tracks.
Yeah. Housekeeping. Sorry, guys.
You're good, Mike.
So as we roll into qualifying, I gotta ask y'all, who is your pick for the pole?
Oh God!
I'll probably say Drake.
It's going to determine. It's going to determine how these guys want to do it.
Knowing Drake, he'll go in, he'll pit, make changes to his car, and then get the pole.
Yep.
That's how he's done it all season.
Yep. That's very possible. But I mean, it still all depends on these guys on how they run. You know what I mean? Are they we do, I'll get my lap. As soon as I get my lap, I'll start diving off so the other guys can start pulling their laps. You know what I mean? Just for the fact of being so I'm out of the way. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's all going to determine on how these guys want to race during qualifying. Do you push the envelope, Or do you kind of like lay back, not lay back, but do you give yourself some space away from some of these guys from the heavy racing, you know, the side-by-side and this and that, to slow your laps time down and run that to get you a good lap?
Well, see, honestly, you know, with me and you being drivers in this, you know, we've seen both sides of that aspect, even in the same race. You know, we've seen the heavy racing towards the front, and then people just dropping back immediately on the start. So, you know, I think it's a little bit of mix of what everyone does, and it's, you know, that's just the way that they do it.
Every time I do that, it's a risk, because every time I just still seem to can't, you know, and that's where a lot of problems that I had before was I would end up not qualifying so well, so in the races I end up to the back side of the field, and we know how that all works out sometimes. It doesn't always go the way you expect it to, and you know, and you can't get up there. You know, and that's hopefully, you know, we'll see we'll definitely see how this all sorts out when qualifying gets gets wrapped up and get everything taken care of.
You mean getting started?
Oh, started. Sorry.
It's alright. Yeah, Graham was saying that Drake might take the pole. Mike, do you have someone else who you think that will probably take the top spot?
Guys, I mean, to be honest with you, because I've been with a lot of these guys, it's that any one of these drivers are capable of pulling a pole off. Anyone. I mean, there are some favorites here and this and that, but I mean, I'm kind of still. I mean, the transition from when, you know, with Goose and stuff like that, he is very capable of pulling off a very good lap here. As I said, I had some time. You know, I try to, now that I'm broadcasting, I try every once in a while just to see how these guys, you know, jump in with them and do a little bit of practice and just to see, you know, just get a little bit of insight what's going on with everybody. And when I was with Goose, he's got a good car. And he's very conscientious about, and it's going to come down to pit stops, I think, when this is all said and done. You know, to be honest, you know, it's going to be coming to that final stage, and when you got to make that final pit stop, what do you really, you know, how do you pull the trigger? 4, 2, gas, you know, all that etc. stuff. That's what's going to really determine this race. I believe in the end, it's going to be this final stage. So I mean, it's tough to call it. I mean, but I believe that Goose, I mean, he's very capable, but all the guys are very capable of pulling off a fast lap. But just remember, everybody, one fast lap does not make you a winner of a race.
No, it does not. And that's a good point. So Steve, since you're sponsoring the series, like, what challenges does a driver have to take in order to impress certain people like yourself?
I just got an invite, guys, to say them.
It just to be a smooth driver, I guess. Don't overdrive your car, and you know, patience is a big key to racing. Just be patient. Let the race the track, not the cars, is what I've always been told. So.
Yeah, I run into that, Steve, too. It's funny because of that. That's the whole thing you've got to remember, and Steve is 100% right, is that even though you start, like, say your car's not handling so well and it's starting to get a little iffy, squirrely, this and that, etc., you know, you still got to maintain that composure because of, I do it. If I know I got a fast car and I start pushing that thing because I lost, you know, track position or whatever, I start making those driver errors. And next thing you know, now I put myself in trouble, and that's something that you really got to look at and be careful of. Is if you start falling back, take the fall back, regroup, and you know, go from there. Work your pit adjustments. But if you start, as soon as you start driving over that car, you've got yourself in a big headache, and you're just getting more frustrated. And next, you know, your night goes south real quick.
Yeah.
I think more.
All right, so we can join.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
No, not.
Oh.
Griffin here, he's going to be our in-race reporter. So if we
cool.
ever need information, we can get from him.
So Jade, I mean, you've been kind of quiet, buddy. I know you're not feeling well, man. Well, I'll give you a shout out. Hope you feel better. But so, what are you thinking here?
To kind of just touch on what you were talking about overdriving the car. I think, I'm guilty of it too. Is I get more aggressive, and that's when I start bumping people, and that's when people get upset. I get at super speedways. I sometimes get overzealous.
Antsy.
Because I'm tired of following, and then I'm ready to go race. When there's 10, 15, 20 laps left, because I know track position is going to be important, coming down pit road, and all of these different things. Alright, we're going to stop for a second so we can get in here. Watch quality. So we are on a blue screen, so give me 1 second of time. He said we can join. I just need to get off of the blue screen. We got 7 viewers right now.
Viewers, thank you for joining us. Please subscribe, like our YouTube if you haven't.
Thank you, Grant.
And check us out, and come watch some of this great racing that this league is starting to produce, because it's every year, every season we go through that change, and it's like everything. You got new drivers coming in, this and that, and you got to restart all over again, kind of, sort of. But this league has adapted and has made what needed to be made and done what we've had to do, whether we liked it or not. We did it, and it seems to be so far now, the past 2 races, it's produced exactly what we expected.
Yes, I completely agree with that. As okay, I'm at least in qualifying. I don't know about y'all.
I am watching Parky go through turn 1 here. I am going to go do our field walk real quick, so give me a chance to walk through a field. As we can see, rounding to finish the first lap of qualifying, we got the 8 of Matt Parkhurst for Parky Racing, followed by the 89 of Keith Kitty Ayers for his own team, KAI, followed by the 6 of Godzak for Critical Role. Followed by
qualifying, correct, guys?
Yes, we are in qualifying.
Okay.
Followed by the 98 of Maggio Magic running for a freelance team, the only Ford in the field right now. Followed by the 11 of Drake, the 3-time winner this season, running the 11 car for Fatal Motorsports. Now remember, that car has won 4 races this season total. 4 between 2 different drivers, as he's making a pass on the 89 for 2nd place in qualifying here, trying to get a good lap. Followed by the 44.
Right there. Comes down. Ooh.
Followed by the 44, Scorpius, running for Fatal Motorsports, also looking for a win of the first win of this season. Then we're going to fly back to the 36, Clinton Gooseland for Wolfpack Motorsports, aka Goose, US Trek Enterprise, looking for his first win of the season.
I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, buddy. I just want to interrupt that. Looks like Matt. Looks like the 8 car looks like he's doing a little bit of John Deere work for the track today.
So we're gonna his extra money for the.
Alright, buddy. Continue.
We're gonna keep rolling through here. There's our in-race reporter of Turf Tech for Night Racing, owned by Weston Grant.
Oh, 98 is around.
98 and the 16 of William Moore
16.
around.
He just banged that wall hard.
I think he got into the 98 of Maggio. We're gonna keep doing the grid walk here.
Love is
We can get through the whole thing.
Sorry, folks. We're trying to give you a little bit of heads up on the qualifying.
15 of C's running for Critical Role, owned by ANAT 20. There's Jay Fergie, his teammate, won last year at this year. He won a race this year somewhere. Jay Fergie running the 19 for Critical Role of ANAT 20. There is Nitro running for the 68 Chevrolet for KAI. The 13 of Gaynard running for his own team, Hampton Motorsports, 13 machine. And there's the 08 of Casey Joe running for KAI. William Moore
got to win this season at Phoenix.
Yes.
Oh, wait, sorry.
No,
not
Fergie
Phoenix,
has not
but...
won this season.
Jay Fergie.
Yeah, he hasn't won this season.
Okay.
Whoa, there's a little wall tap there, guys.
Alright, there's the 16 of William Moore, who's spun out coming to pit road, trying to get that Chevrolet for his Fatal Motorsports top 10 and his first win of the season. There is Chase running the 07 for KAI, coming down pit road to get some adjustments in. There, and we are back to the front. Matt Parkhurst coming out of pit road, following C's, trying to get a good lap in before qualifying ends here in a few laps.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at right now, Jay. It looks like, Godzak, he's sitting in the 2nd spot. Then you got the 89 in 1st. Then you got the 9. Those guys. I was watching these top 5 guys, spin around this track a little bit. It looks like they may have hit on their because we run presets here, obviously, they may have hit on. It looks like they may have hit on a good preset to start this, and the 89 is the 6 is definitely dogging the 89. He's right on that back bumper. We've just got them a little bit of space between 3rd, 4th, and 5th right now.
This is our last lap.
There's Turf saying nothing the last lap. Coming to the checkered for qualifying. We're gonna see how well these drivers do here once we get out of the session.
And qualifying here, qualifying is great. As I said, it's always, that fast lap is always great. But, when it comes to race time, if you can't, even though any one of us, all of us in this booth, all of us on the track that we race together with, any one of us is capable of pulling off a fast lap. The key is, are you able to maintain, when the tire starts falling off, the fuel starts dropping, the car starts changing, physics on you, or it goes loose, tight. Are you able to adapt all that? Because it's going to take all those things that I just said is going to take what's going to take to win this race.
I definitely agree with that, Mike. I'm going to try to save my voice till the race.
No, go ahead, buddy.
I love calling the first lap. So I'm going to save my voice till the race. I think I'll be able to call the first lap. I love doing the field walk and the first lap. So I'll let you guys kind of take over the stream for right now.
No. That's fine. And guys, just give a little touch of Vegas. I believe, if my memory corrects me, it's been a while since I've done this. I believe Vegas is a 1.5 mile track. It's got progressive banking. Progressive means that it sweeps from the top to the bottom. So if somebody has an issue, you know that no matter what, if anybody is anywhere near that vicinity, it's gonna sweep you down and clean the track. But it's almost like kind of a self-cleaning track, I guess you could say, like Bristol is. It cleans from the top to the bottom. That's progressive banking. There's the tricky turn is coming off turn 4. Turn 2 and 4 actually, because of the way you got to come off the corners. You got to go up onto the, if you're coming from the bottom, you got to push up to the wall. And if you got someone on that high side, you got to make sure you clear of them, because they're going to have a great run, because their RPM is going to stay straight. These cars, the Xfinity cars, we all know. These cars, you have to keep these things wound up tight, because if you can't, you lose scrub off too much speed.
As predicted, Drake is on the pole. We got Chase 71 in 2nd place, and Maggio Magic sitting in 3rd. Very interesting front row, gentlemen.
And we brought up Maggio. He's in the entry series, with me. He won the race.
That's not
the first,
Maggio.
the dog race.
That's not Maggio. That's
Mojo.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Thank you very much, Jade. Thank you, guys. Sorry about that correction. I kind of got
It is Maggio?
Maggio. Maggio is in the entry series.
Mojo is in the entry series.
Mojo.
Maggio is not.
Oh yeah. See, thank you guys. I'm sorry, everybody.
It's all good.
Those two are kind of confusing. But these guys are gonna be able to they got some space now. They've got the field's more I guess you could say more manageable for the drivers. You're gonna eliminate some of the stuff that we dealt with, and I believe that what you're gonna find is that these guys are gonna race a great race, and I'm excited. This track I love this track too, because I was racing. I said I was practicing with Goose and stuff like that.
Yep.
But now we're just waiting, folks. We're just waiting for these guys to get this thing all loaded up. Maybe I should back out here because I'm in the field.
Regio, can you hop in Discord and be our eyes and ears in Discord, please?
Yep, I'm
Wait,
already
what?
Oh, great, you got it?
Yep.
Alright,
All
perfect,
right.
thank you.
Oh man, that's something that we touch on both, because when we do this, folks, we try to keep in touch with not only our drivers and being up here. We have 2 different mics in our ears. We're listening to 2 different conversations, and everything else, and
2 different chats.
Yes, and it becomes it kind of becomes kind of hectic.
Yes, it does. Turf Tech, when are we going, buddy?
We're still paused.
Alright.
So guys, as I said, this is going to be a great race.
Careful, go ahead and send me
I believe
an
it's
invite
we're
as well.
still, still we're here. We're 50%, 3 times wear. Stages are on. Relax cautions. No, it's basically, you know, you create your own destiny.
Is that what we're being told we can go?
Not yet.
Okay.
Still on hold. A little bit of debris on the track, folks. We're trying to get the grass. We're trying to get the grass off the track from the John Deere equipment.
Jade is in the Discord chat. We're all set, so so Mike, we were talking about the way Las Vegas can always get you because you know the track is a very fun 1.5 miles. But what people don't know is that there's a bull ring next to it, and there's also a dirt track next to it. And they're quite fun to be on.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Vegas was, you know, when Vegas was designed, when it came in, you know, it was almost a shorter, you know, a shorter version of
Hold that thought.
A shorter version of Charlotte. If you look at the design.
Yeah. Mike, hold that thought. Hold that thought for a second. We're joining. I'm joining in, so it's just blue screened.
Broadcasting.
All right, I am joining the race. So keep.
As am I.
Be ready, boys. Again, we're still at 7 viewers. So it should be a.
All right, so. Hey Mike, Senior, you want to do the signature thing DW does with me?
Oh sure, I don't care. Oh yeah.
Like
I'm game, buddy. I mean, we're all game.
If you know what I mean.
I believe so.
So, reach up tight, pull those belts tighter one more time.
We didn't get to the start yet.
No, that's alright.
Say it.
Boogity, let's go racing, boys.
Here we go. We're gonna watch Drake dive it down into turn 1 here. We're gonna do the reverse chase cam.
Jump on the launch there.
And for these 17, they're already all looking 3 wide. Gonna drop it back down to 2. Parky's gonna be hung up by himself as everyone tries to go in favor of that high lane to get that run. Now
Maggio's on his back bumper.
Maggio's already given the 11 a little tap, saying, "Hey, buddy, we're gonna pick up where we left off last week."
Fuel turf?
18, so there will be a pit stop.
There will be one pit stop. Chase looking in the back of that 98. Parky goes way up high, up into the wall. Matt Parker's going to be the first victim of the turn 2 wall. And I believe the
get everything out of it.
Scorpius hits the walls. He's the second victim.
And that's what we're talking about. These cars that are the first run on the stage because we do run our cars tight here. I mean, they're gonna push off, so that's where you gotta give yourself.
Oh, contact!
Oh, there's somebody going through the front stretch.
That's
here.
Casey Joe.
Casey Joe's gonna save it, gonna keep it off. Everybody,
good
save.
No.
Casey Joe.
Yeah,
I did want to say
green.
we're still green.
Good
I do
job,
want to
boys.
say.
Oh, nitro into the wall.
I did want to say Keith Allen Ayers has fallen the whole way to the back. He's the last car running right now. He did tag the wall same time Matt Parkhurst did. So a Nat 20 is on the inside of the 16 in the back. Casey Joe is right behind them. They're 2 wide. All trying to push themselves forward.
And then what these guys need to do now is that knowing that the 11 and the 98 is starting to skate free a little bit, they need to settle down a little bit, get into a rhythm, get into a groove. Don't race each other so much, but be able to close back up on those top 2 before they skate away. Because that's the only way this is going to happen. Because this is being Las Vegas, even though the design is still a drafting track.
I do want to say Godzak, he is running that high lane like a champ right now. Just past the 44 on the backstretch, running the whole way around. We're one people board with his teammate in the 15. Now Godzak's going to try to...
Fergie trying to make a move on the 8.
Remember, he didn't get that nickname Mr. Podium for no reason. He's going for another podium.
He's sitting in
It's like that 8's starting to make that inside, looking for that 3rd spot on the 07.
You can see the 98 trying to find some grip up high. Drake currently leading this group the whole way around the pack.
Chase shutting the door on Matt. Here comes the 92 on the outside of the 8.
44
Yeah,
bumps the 15. 44 is going to back out of it, give him the spot back. Didn't want to take it down.
Contact between the 07 and the 8.
Contact
the
15.
A1's
Gonna take
Here comes
big
Steve.
advantage of this. Gonna back out of it. Smart move by the 15. Didn't think he was gonna hold it. Not the class act by C's.
Here
We're
comes
on-
the more,
Six
as I
trying to make
said,
a pass on the 8.
as I said, more and more of these guys in the mid-pack this are fighting with each other, and you can't get nowhere, you know, without settling down. Those top two, looks like 98's going to make that push down that outside. Those two are going to skate away from this field.
As we mentioned earlier in the show, Mike,
And
these
Maggio
guys are
gets the
not.
lead.
These guys are taking it way too hard. Do you think they need to back down a little bit?
I would say
just-
that they need to really like go think about, okay, listen, it's the first stage. These guys are skating away from us right now. Even though the setups aren't in the cars and this and that, we need to kind of settle down our side-by-side racing. Looks like they're kind of trying to work that out a little bit now and get together so that way there we can work that draft and close back up on these top two. Because if not, these top two guys, you see these two, they're not racing each other. You know, they may shift a little bit on the outside or the inside, depends on how it is. You know, after they did the transfer from the 98 taking the lead from the 11, if they do not settle down, these guys are going to walk way away from these guys.
Yeah, we do got our first comment of the stream. Jay Staley says, "Let's go 6." So, contact.
Nitro's around.
Oh, there's a round, 16th
89's
round.
around. That's KI cars.
Teammates.
Cautioned out.
Caution
No,
not out.
still green.
No,
Still
God,
green.
no,
Big
they're going to let it go.
Between the 16, 36, and the 13. I think the 36 checked up, and Will got into the back. Oh, Will's going to
Keith's
touch him
hurt,
again.
guys. That was a hard hit.
Yeah.
I think that's just
And that's that hard
circumstance.
racing that we were talking about. That's the hard race we were talking about in that mid-pack. That, you know, you got to settle down a little bit because of, as I said, now look at now these guys are what? Probably about 2.5 ahead of the
89's going to the pits.
Big smack in the wall by the 16. Gonna let the 36 get back around. A Nat driving around the outside. Oh, they both get loose. 13's going to capitalize. 21.
Fergie with the great, not Fergie, and Nat with a great save there.
A Nat, yep.
And the top two, as I said, they're just nose to tail, keeping up. Looks like the 16's he's dropping to the pit road.
6 has dropped to pit road.
Yep, we saw Keith going to pit road as well.
But you notice, even though the 11 realized, okay, the 98 might have been faster, they did the transfer, made it work. Now, you know, now they may transfer back to where the 11, you know, might be faster than the 98, but they'll swap back and forth. But as long as they work together, kind of that cooperative that way I talked about, these guys will run this first stage completely clean and leave these guys all back there.
44.
I heard that the 16 is also coming in as well.
Oh, I think Scorp was speed, and I think it was a little quick coming down. Oh, Scorp, we watched him come on pit road. He looked like he was getting wobbly. Saved it. I think he went a little too quick coming on pit road. There might be a penalty on the 44. Right now we're on
Tough
board.
break for Scorpius.
We're
Yep.
on board
If
with
so-
that.
It's first stage, guys. I mean, you can be able to, with the size of the field that we have, you are able to actually go a lap down as long as
Here
everybody
comes the
else
8
stays
of
good.
Parkhurst into the pits.
And you'll
As
get it back.
contact with the 44 and the 16 on pit road.
Oh, that's just the internet thing going on.
Yeah, that's just pit road. I mean, pit road, you watch cars flip upside down, crash, this and that, run over people and this and that, and everybody be fine.
The 6 is already
16
back out
is
on track, so
out.
I think it was a fuel-only stop for the 6. But we are on board with Jay
16
Fergie
left
right
pit
now.
road, and it looks like Scorp did get busted for speeding.
So the 90, I'm on board with the 92 right now. Before this pit stop, the 11.
Oh, pit.
All
Here
three
come the
leaders
leaders.
coming in together.
Oh, there's some
92.
drive. They're coming in hot.
92 looks like he was trying
The
to gain a little
36.
extra there. Now
So
before
right now, folks, just an update. We got the 11, the 98, the 92, the 7, and I can't quite see the last car coming down
The
pit road.
36.
That's the 36.
Thank you very much. Those guys are all coming down at one in a bunch.
I want to say though the 92 was tracking down the 11 and the 98.
Oh!
We
That
love
was
pit road, guys.
close.
We love pit road because it looks like chaos.
Click and
Oh,
goose
That
lit
was
on pit
close.
road.
down this time.
There's 68 of Nitro coming out. Kristen Soberg. Game nerd.
So, folks, we'll get you an update exactly where,
The
where
36
this all
coming
turns out.
And the 36 actually pulled ahead of the 11.
So far, Pit and Casey.
So right now, from the consensus is everybody, we have 2
Who's,
cars
leader,
still
Turf?
that haven't gone down pit
I am.
road.
Okay.
I mean,
So-
I know for a fact you cannot, you got to pit here. You can't save that fuel that you're thinking here.
There goes Casey Joe and the 21 of A Nat 20.
I think C's may have got a speeding penalty. I'm not sure.
Here we go. Turk, can we get a lap update, please?
We are 8 to go.
8 to go, and it looks like on that now that these guys gone through some pit stops and some changes in there, it looks like at 98 the 6 have got themselves together, the 8's there, and you got the 92's there. You know, these guys aren't really fighting for each other, and they're starting to close down on those 2 leaders.
Are you going to be able to make it, Turf?
No, I've got 5 or 7% left on my tire. I'm going this time.
Okay.
I don't
this
know
point
if
right now, the
Keith
11
repaired his
11
race
is-
car.
11 was left out. You know, the
Okay.
98 looked like he might have backed off and off that 11 and
Gotcha.
left him out all by himself. Now that these guys on the top 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are definitely under a blanket, and they're trying to work together and maybe hopefully try to. They'll definitely, if they get together, they'll cooperatively work. They'll run down that 11. And next thing you know, you go from one car leading to 5 cars in the back.
So right now they are trying to get around Goose since 92, 6 in the 8. 92 is going to go high, trying to split Goose. 92 is up high of Goose, trying to make that outside lane work. The 6, he's going to try to split the middle. The 8's right behind him. He's not quite there yet on the 36. 36 is
I'm on
running.
board with the 8.
36 is running as hard as he can to try to keep track position.
Oh, there's a lot of bumps from turn 4.
Well, watch this, folks. Right now, I'm watching this battle between 36, 6, and 8, and for the, I think it's 4, 5, and 6, I believe. It's like
Oh
that. There's
my.
a big push. There's a big push by the 8. He's going to try to get underneath that 6. He's going to make that move.
He will.
3 wide. He's going to split the 36 and the 8. He might be able to squeak it out, but I don't know. We'll see how this all
There's
turns
a lot
out.
of contact between the 8 and the 6.
Contact.
The 15's coming into this. There's some contact between the 8 and the 6 again, guys. Now the 15's into this picture.
Turf, you're
The
now
11.
second, right?
Yeah, the 11's first. I'm second.
Now
4
remember,
laps left.
2 of these cars, they are critical role cars. Then we got a Wolfpack Chevrolet and a Parky Chevrolet. Oh, 36 up into the 8.
These guys are definitely jostling it
Here
up
goes
back and
C's.
forth.
There's a battle for second as well between the 98 and the 9.
Oh,
Turf
yeah.
Tech on the high side.
He has that
98 of Maggio will take it easily.
They
Looks
have
like
all
that
4
15 may have been able to make some adjustments on that pit stop and starting to get that bottom to work a little bit, where he's getting a little bit
5
of
to go.
advantage.
3 to go. 3 to go.
3 to
laps
go.
to go for your leader, and right now it's the 11 of Drake. You know, he's really come on since he's joined the league. Do you think the sleeping bear got woken up too early?
Perhaps. We won't know for sure.
I mean, honestly, just, week in and week out, he's consistently one of the fastest guys
Caution,
in the
end
field.
of the stage.
But we've seen this before, guys. Where
Caution's out.
actually,
What, fourth,
Oh.
Turf?
I mean, we've seen this before, guys. I mean, look at myself. I mean, here's a prime example. Last
Oh,
season,
the 21, the 13.
the beginning of the season. I mean, you could snap
I
off
don't
as
think
much as you want.
Nitro
but-
got a piece.
So, Drake
Wow.
was 1, Maggio was 2, I was 3, J Fergie 4, C's 5, Parker 6, Godsack 7th, US 8, Chase 9, and Will 10.
And that's
What
your
an
top 10,
interesting-
folks.
This is interesting. Turk Tech into 3rd. Now the question is, do they go in for tires this time, or do
Oh,
they
yes.
just let...
Oh yeah, no. No matter
you-
what, here especially.
You need to go in for stuff right now. All right, 1198, 6 or 992, 15 8, 636. That's your top 8
As
right
we go
now.
green for
11,
stage 2.
11
And stage 2
getting
is
dropping
21 laps.
down again. You know,
Okay, so
leading
you
them
should
around.
still be about, what, 3 short?
3 short, yeah.
3 short, three's a little bit easier to save here. It is possible. You got to start saving now to keep those tires
Yeah.
underneath you. 98 starting to look on the outside of that
Oh.
11,
Sorry, buddy. Sorry.
trying to make something happen here early to shake up the 11 a little bit. Matt Parkhurst
Oh,
up into the
8.
wall. I don't know if he was trying to be on the outside of the 92 or what happened there, but it was definitely got up into the wall. They're jostling a little bit back there, as you can see. 98's just pushing on that 11, trying to get them going.
I mean, if I was a 98, I'd be on the phone right now to my chief. Said, hey, listen, let's talk to 11 real quick. Let's get us hooked up. We know that us two seem right now. We seem to be the class of the field. Get us together back to back, and let's run this thing so we separate from the rest of this field, so that we can, you know, if push comes down to it, it'll be us two to decide it. But you know, try to make some space. But these guys, they're starting to catch on a little bit, because they're not letting them get away so quickly like they did last time.
That's true. You know,
Jesus is coming.
You see those two critical roll cars in the 6 and the 15 up high, running hard. You can see all the critical roll cars are running that high lane, trying to get as much speed as they can moving forward.
And we talked about this before. These cars are slow. You got to keep these RPMs cranked up. That means sometimes
I heard it's a contact from somebody. Sorry to cut you off there.
The center to the off, but now, you know, as I said, look what's happened since we got these adjustments. The 11 and the 98 had a great run in the first half. Now look what's happening. The 15 to 6, they're starting to close down now that they got their adjustments in. They're not skating away like they were before in the first part.
No.
I'll tell you what, there's been a consistent battle right there for 5th with 07 and the 9.
07, the 9, the 08, the 92, the 36.
And remember, C's did win a stage.
There's 3 wide right now. Trying to figure it out. The 07 now has the advantage of his teammate, the 08 down low. The 3 wide again. 92-9 in the 08. Running down in the turn number 1.
Starting to bunch
yeah,
up
that
here.
impact is on. They still haven't quite
make that front 3 as Godzak loses the draft.
Yep.
Nah, he still got.
Contact!
Back.
Oh, who was that?
That was a gnat up into the wall.
I believe.
That was the
Godzak into the wall.
Oh, we got another John Deere coming down. Looks like that might be the 6. Oh,
that
man.
is the 6. Gonna lose all of that track position. Got up into the wall.
I'd be screaming out the window right now, hollering at everybody.
16.
Kissing William Moore into the wall. That's a fatal car into the wall. Not a good sign at all. Good sign at all for Team Fatal.
And in the meantime, while that's all happening, is allowing these 3 cars starting to skate away from this field.
Yeah, he's definitely proven he's not one to be trifled with here. You know, definitely worked his way up through the field, and now here he is battling with the leaders.
8 starting to work on the 9 machine here, trying to get up to battle for this 5th or 4th position now, rather. The 07 on the bottom, Jay Fergie running high side, running true. 07's gonna come up right in front of the 936 down low, 3 wide.
13, I'm sorry, boy. The 13, he definitely had that thing sideways. He looks like he was drifting. Looks like he pulled the emergency brake on that one.
So now the battle for 4th has kind of been broken up. There's a battle for 4th, and looks like there's a battle for 7th.
I'll be back, guys.
So
now it's looking like now, guys. What I'm seeing is that now you got the front 3 broken away. Now you got another 3-pack, another second pack behind that. They're getting, lined up 3 by 3, lined up in a row, running their lines, and they're starting to pull away from that pack. If they stay, I don't know how much time left we have on the clock, for laps, but if they start to, work, get together, then they will run down that top 3.
And I just heard over the H radio that he's going to try to work with the 9 to get caught up back to those 2 KAI cars with the critical roll of 92 there.
Yeah, that's
far,
the one.
I mean, we've been clean and green. I mean, we've had 1 caution, great racing. This is exactly what we expected out of these guys, and they're definitely pulling the show now.
And the 15 looks like he's a little worse on about middle of the corner.
We got 1 hit in pit road, guys. The 44.
You hear Keith Ayers in the background coming down pit road from the radio room, or have someone listen in to these guys as they're figuring out what they want to do. Now the 11 and the 98, they're starting to pull away from the 15 a little bit. The 15's a little bit better with straight line speed with his with that critical roll machine.
Yep, as you heard, the 89's coming, the 8 is coming, and the 16 as well all this time.
Yeah, here we go.
So
we got green flag. Oh, there's some contact there in the pit road. Yeah, now we're getting into that pit window now
And
where you have to
Keith
pit and
speeding on pit road.
The second
Oh.
or third speeding penalty of the night so far.
wow.
All three going to the three fatal teams. What else is new, folks? What
The
else is
trifecta,
new?
Morbius
boys.
just came
We
off
call
pit
that
road.
we call that the trifecta.
The trifecta. Fatal, critical, and KAI all scoring speeding pit road penalties, just
God
like last
dang
night.
Turf and the 9 and the 13 both came in.
The 13 and 9's bad because the 13 almost hit me, so I forgot.
Well, at least they're
to
keeping it
brake.
consistent, guys. At least they don't want to leave anybody out. At least they got all three.
All right, Hampton Motorsports getting one. Night Racing getting one. We're up to 5, everybody.
Yeah.
I will say at least it's stage 2. They still got a whole stage to go, boys.
Yeah.
Either way,
saw
I mean,
that.
this is Vegas, and you know how they love to take your money.
I saw the
That
13
is
come
true.
in, and I tried to avoid him, and I forgot to press the brake.
All good, Turf.
I went
Yeah,
in.
that's all right.
I went
I
in
mean-
at 55 when the speed limit's 45.
And so much for that emergency brake.
Keith Ayers coming out on the backstretch after his speeding penalty. He's going to lose a lap to C's.
Oh,
And the leaders.
I
C's is
think they're gonna-
coming in
the
this
leaders are gonna-
time. He's going to get
the
down.
leaders were trying to stretch this as far as they can go, and because the fact is that that's going to try to hopefully when they come in they're just going to separate them a little bit. But I mean, who knows? I mean, lap counts are a big thing.
Christian Soberg's coming out. There's the 13 after serving his speeding penalty. The 9's right behind him. There's a 21 of a Nat 20 following the 6 car. Looks like he's
Yep.
signaling that he's going down this time,
Yep.
having some trouble up into the wall.
Yeah.
98 and 11 both this time.
Oh, those cars! I mean, right now those tires are they've got themselves some worn
There goes
tires,
the
and
6 coming down into pit road here.
Yeah. the 21. He's going to try to make one more rotation around this track.
All right, the 11 and the 98 are in.
Turf,
Where's the
with those two
15?
coming in, does that put you back on the lead lap?
Not yet.
There's
The
a
08.
The 15 is coming out. He's going to get up to speed here. Now, the one thing I love about pit road here in the exit of pit road is that if you swing it right, you can put the left side of that car right against that wall in full throttle the whole way up through all the gears. And I
Unless
just
you're me,
love it.
then I just tend to wipe it out. No.
Well, he's going to come out right in
But
front of the
21,
gate.
he pulled the trigger to come in, and he actually made one more rotation than these other guys. So he's, you know, we'll see how this all works out and pans out in the
You
long
can see
run
the
on this
11
transfer.
in the 98.
98.
They're in turn 1. Here comes a 15. He's going to be right with them or right ahead of them. See, look, that's
And
what I'm
as you
talking
said,
about
both
right
of them hugging
there.
the wall.
Right as
And I'm
close
watching
as you
this
can get.
21 as he come in. I'm watching this 21 because he came in the latest, and I want to see if he's actually going to pull this off. I don't think so. I think he may end up going a lap down on all this.
Well, he was one of the last cars in the pack as they were rolling around. Now, the 11 and the 98, they're going to have one lap fresher tires than the 15.
That was a quick stop for him too. He might actually be able to be okay and get out of here with some good number.
Gas
Here
and
he
go.
comes. Here he comes. He's coming off pit road now. He's got a car with him.
There goes the 11, the 98, and the 15. Turf, can we have a leader, please?
The 11, and he's going to take 5 to go once he gets to the crust.
So he's going to be taking 5
So
to go.
5 at the line.
Yeah.
Now here, when you get the field spread out, this is what I've always thought of. When you get this field spread out, if you guys can get back, racing, yes, but get back into a kind of a rhythm and kind of a little bit of cooperative kind of thing, you could be able to, start closing back down on some of these other leaders that are pitted ahead of you. I mean, it just all depends on, are you willing to have that patience and work with somebody, or are you out there just to, you know what I mean? That's the stuff that you think about when you're out there.
See the 11 and 98 pulling away from the 15. It stinks for Cease. He's got no friends around him right now. He's kind of just running blind by himself. Running the third. A little back behind that, the 16 and the 21 working together a little bit here. Trying to get a little
they're
bit
not
up,
racing too much. They're trying to close down on the car in front of them.
which would be the
looking
6.
to the inside of the 11.
Here we go. We're going to watch from the onboard from C's. Watch this battle from his hood cam. They got about 3 laps to go here. How rough is it going to get between the 98 and the 11? And if it does get to a certain extent, what will the 15 do? At this point, battling for points. There they go again, diving it down in the turn number 3. He's going to wash up a little bit, trying to force the 11 up. There's probably a little bit of contact. As you see how rough this racing surface is.
That was close for the 11 to get in the wall there.
2 laps to go. Here they come, down in the turn 1. The 11 and the 98.
The 15's hoping that these two start getting to racing and they'll slow him down and be able to bring him right back up into this. But I think these guys are too, they're set. They necessarily, you know, they're set in their ways. They know that this is what it's going to take. And if these two can make it and decide it for the stage win, if not, then I believe that they might just stay single file.
The 11 blocked. Just a little bit going into there. White flag coming out. How rough's it going to get? Is the 98 going to get there? White flag is out for stage number 2. Watch him from third place in the 15.
He was peeking on that inside. He was looking for that inside of that quarter and just couldn't get the 11 came down and shut the door on him.
These guys race together a lot. 11 is going to take the bottom. He's going to say, if you want it, go around the outside, buddy. Yeah. And the 98's going to send it in. So is the 11.
He's on his court. He's on his door. He might be able to get this run come off that high side. Depends on how it comes in. He's on his door. A little bit of contact there. We're going to the start finish line.
Here we go. Contact. The 11. 11 got it. Oh, 11 spins after the fact. Gonna keep it off the wall. Good job.
That was good stuff right there. I mean, he pulled the trigger right at the right time. That 98 just could not quite get there. He got that high side working for him. He got the run. It just, yeah, he just could not. That side draft just could not pull him back quick enough to get him where he needed to be.
Well, there's only been one driver this season to make the sweep happen in the NASCAR side of things, and that was last night. Jarrett Reese, pole, stage 1, stage 2, race win, and I believe fast lap. So keep that in mind as we are rolling to roll stage 3 here. One driver's made the sweep happen. That was Jarrett Reese. So, can it happen again? Can Drake make the second sweep of the night? As we see, 15 gained a spot on pit road. 92 up to 4th. Getting ready to go to stage number 3, turn 1. And stage number 3 is underway. 11, 15, 98, 92, 08, 8, 36, and 61. Your top 8.
53 laps this stage. According to Matt, it's close to push it to 2 stops. So, fuel mileage.
As I said, fuel mileage.
That's exactly what we're talking about during pre-race.
Yep, fuel mileage, fuel mileage, fuel mileage. You see the 15 trying to force it around the outside with his teammate behind him. There we go. He's going to get up to 3rd. He's going to hold 3rd. The 98, or 92 rather, and the 61. All on the high side, getting pulled around. You can see, I believe that's the 16 and the 6. All lined up on the high side, trying to clear themselves and get rolling towards the front.
13 in the wall.
We're going to roll back here through the pack. We're from the 08, on board of the 08 here. Hood cam, trying to get up. There's a car above him, he knows that. Right now, you want to be single file as high, high up. That's Matt Parkhurst carrying him. Now it's the 16 behind him, 3 wide. See, he's got a little...
68 making a move on the 92 for 4th.
68 got a little, or 15 got a little up out of the groove. 92, oh, contact 92 in 68. 92 gonna stick with his critical role teammate. Try to get them going. Give them a shove down the front stretch here to get them rolling up to these 2.
68 and the 8 there.
Casey Joe gonna go with his corporate teammate, the 68. Gonna give him a little shot, get him going through the turn here. That will be your top 5, top 6 rather. So wait, now making the move.
Save in the back of the field there.
The 7 just hit a US truck off the track.
Looks like that 15, he made that outside run. He got around the 98. Looks like there's someone knocking on that back door with the 92. He's trying to try to make a move on that 98 as well. Looks like he's losing some track position here. Is this car going away or is he just saving?
I think he's saving.
Well, this stage, I know that this stage here that it's 50-something laps, correct? 53, right around there. I know that you're gonna need 2 pit stops, maybe 2, and some fuel at the very end of this. It is gonna be a fuel race. You know, I know that draft can save some things, but right now, I mean, the way these guys are driving, I mean, you can't really give much up right now because they're so close. But you know, right now that looks like that 11 is starting to check out a little bit, but he needs to be careful because how is he burning his equipment up being out that front by himself?
Yeah, honestly, the 92 and the, I believe that's the 08 behind him are sitting in the best spot, riding 3rd and 4th in that line, you know, just riding with the draft. As the 98 gets shuffled out, the 15, 92, and the 08 is going to go to the high side.
And as I said, these 2 guys, these 4 drivers in the back of this 11 race each other. More and more, it's going to give him a chance to get, you know, hit his marks, not put no pressure on him, not make a driver mistake because he's free and clear with no pressure. You get some pressure on a driver, even the best driver can make a mistake.
The 98 made contact to the 08.
Scorp's going to make a slide job right up in front of the 68. Good pass, Scorpius with the slider. They're going to continue on.
Paid off.
On this high side, it's a bunch of Chevrolets, and they all are under fatal power. They keep running that high side, trying to get rolling. Matt Parkhurst is now putting pressure on the 68 of Kristen Soberg. And behind him is William Moore, as they all try to get rolling here.
Yeah, and then that's what they're doing. And then I see this now just by watching this race. They're recognizing, okay, listen, we can't catch this 11 if we race each other. We need to settle down. Oh, a little bit of contact there coming off that wall, but I just saw that. But I mean, these guys, if they settle down a little bit, they could run that 11 down if they just settle down.
You hear on the radio, Keith having trouble.
Well, I mean, guys, we've been clean and green for several laps now. 1 caution besides the stages. These guys have done great racing side by side. You know, there's some contact with the 16 and the 6. He just definitely kicked the 6 right out the window over there without no shoot on that one. He can clutch himself back up in the backside of this field.
Good save by the 6
look
car.
Now, here comes the 44 Scorpius up there in the mix as well.
Oh, hang on to her, whoever that is.
That's the 13 of Game Nerd.
A lot of people seem like they loosened up their car and now are getting loose off the corner.
Yeah, and this track is known for that. I mean, this track is like when I was racing here in practice, I only made minor adjustments to my tires to this track because of being at night. You know what I mean? This track will it's going to be fast, but it will loosen up. But there's always that dynamic. As soon as you start throwing rubber on this track will tighten up. So you got to be very careful when you start throwing adjustments at it. Okay, well,
3 wide for second.
What's going to happen?
Here comes Scorpius in the mix now. He wants to fight for the top 5.
To make it on fuel, you have to push it to 0 every time.
Yep.
Oh!
Oh, looks like some contact there.
The 7's going to get his 6 is trying to recover from his stuff. He's trying to work his way back up to that field. He was one of the top runners there for a little bit.
No, Chase hit the apron and the 6 got into the back of him. Right now, Godzak, you know, our points leader, it's starting to not look so good for him as Maggio and Drake, you know, continue.
4 wide!
Some contact. We're trying to squeeze this thing 4 wide. 9's on the outside. You got the 89. You got the 7. 1 backs out the 9. The 6 is underneath. He's trying to make that thing squeak. These guys are tossing it up at the backside of this field.
With the wall.
Here comes the 16 and the 21 right there in that battle as well.
And the 11, he's just
13 sends it down the pit road. 68 almost ran him the whole way over. Just barely missed him. I just caught that on camera. 8 up into the wall, turn 1. Yeah, watch for a tire round.
That's very possible because you're trying to get everything you can coming to the end of this pit road, and if you're not very careful, I mean, and the way the cars, everybody runs, I mean, coming off that turn, you could easily collect someone in the rear end real fast.
Half of the backstretch is the gap between second place and our race leader Drake.
Here comes
the 6, the
11, here comes Kristen Schoberg.
They will not be able to make it on 2 stops. Pitting from here.
No, you'll have to do 2. Yeah, if you start throwing the, you know, start trying to early pit here, it's not going to work because the fact is that you're going to be short on the last stage. You have to, as you said before, you got to run this thing almost all the way through for the next 2 stops, and then it's basically at the end of this, it'd probably be fuel only.
Kills!
Oh, he's
There-
coming in. There's like several cars ditching.
Oh, I think the
Oh.
92 probably got caught speeding.
21.
Yeah, he was
I don't
coming in
know.
hot.
Somebody said.
I think the 92
98,
he got
15.
tapped by whoever was behind him because everybody came
That
in
was
together.
Maggio.
Maggio probably got into him.
So the 98, 15, the 92, the 21, those are all hitting pit road right now.
The
Yep.
8, the 16.
And those are all critical roll
Here comes
machines.
Matt.
In. Oh, the 08 spins.
Oh, 16 spinning too. Gonna collect.
Oh,
it.
is that going to be a caution, folks? Is that going to call that and change this thing all up right from here?
Nope.
No, we're
Still
still going
green.
to stay clean. We're going to still get green all the way through.
Well, we're definitely.
Ooh,
You
there's some
know,
rock.
there hasn't been any lack of action on the track tonight, but you can definitely see these guys. They are struggling here at Vegas tonight. The speeding
And the
penalties.
third
That's
stage,
Coming in
especially.
now.
The third state, especially, they've been really.
Oh, I think Drake
kinda
got
off their
caught.
mo-
Drake got caught speeding.
Oh, that's going to definitely throw a monkey wrench in his window. That's for sure.
Maggio
'Cause, I
could
mean,
win
he-
his first race here tonight.
If he runs a flawless, kind of run, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean-
because. Well, no, I don't. Maybe Drake didn't get caught speeding because the 98's now just coming around.
But it's going to fall right behind the 11. He's just coming off pit road now. Is he
Yeah,
gonna be
so
able to
he's
get the
still
speed?
good.
Is he going to be able to catch, get speed up before these guys catch him?
9 is coming in now. Who's the leader? Turf.
36.
A
Okay.
Goose.
The
Turf
goose to the
get out a
lead.
little bit farther than everybody else here. He may be the one to do it tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that driver right there, Goose, I mean, he's got great fuel management capabilities, great driver skill. I mean, if
Why did you
he's
say
very
that, though?
capable.
He pulled out.
I think he's out of gas.
He's out of gas, guys. He's out
Oh,
of
he
gas.
is. He's on the
That's
bottom. He
gonna
is
hurt
out
him.
of gas. Oh, he pushed it a little bit
What were
too
you saying,
far.
I was gonna say yeah. I mean,
That-
that's gonna. I think
That
that
hurts.
Yep. That's going to
Oh,
take you
Turf's
back.
also pitting too. I think Turf may have made a little bit of a late pit call.
No, he was already in pits.
Yeah, he's just trying to
Did he
stay
cut-
out, get
did he
as
cut
much as he can
speed?
get. Goose, I think that's gonna really.
It's going to put. But generally, it's going to put the 11 back up in front. I imagine at the end of this, and then the 98.
he- no,
he's
he's already doing
lost some time, but behind the 11, he's probably about a good 4.5 seconds behind the 11. He's got no help behind him. The 15's behind him, with probably about a 2-3 car length behind him. If these guys can't close up, I don't know. It looks like this 11 might be able to run the table here.
So right now we're watching the 13 machine follow the 15 around here with the 98, looking like he is in 4th position. Great night for Game Nerd for his team, Hampton Motorsports, running fantastic right now. Maybe trying to run these leader down.
Turf, can you give us a little update of who's where?
The 11's in the lead. We are coming to. I will let you know here in a second. 33 to go.
So it's still a lot of racing, folks. I mean,
And the only people that might be able to make it are Goose and I on one more stop.
So there you go. Turf and Goose are the two that could maybe make it one more stop. Where everyone else has
and he
got
worked
two.
on this, and I'll give us a little insight on that. Me and Goose together last night. We worked on this specific scenario where he was able to stretch it and seal the deal with that one more stop.
I know Goose can make it because I'm one lap, like half a lap short, and
Yeah.
he was 1 lap more. So
Yep. So I mean,
So
he's
he
got.
might
I
make
mean,
it.
yeah. I mean, I
he for sure can
said
make it.
he was a driver for me for 2 seasons. Incredible job. He's very knowledgeable and knows exactly what where he needs to be and how he needs to do it. And it looks like he's got a great strategy plan right now, and he might be able to do this.
Somebody spun behind me, Casey Joe.
Oh wow!
Hey Jesse,
That
how you doing?
Put the wrench in there.
Thanks for coming out and watching.
No caution.
watch.
No caution.
Back on board with
So real
Godzak
quick,
here,
just real-
points leader.
Yep.
Running behind the 8, gonna get a little tap to Matt, try to get around him, get himself another point.
Yeah.
They get a little
Little
contact.
contact
Matt's
there.
up into the
Oh,
wall. I think a little
Matt snagged
incidental
up the wall a little bit
contact.
there. Yep.
Nothing,
Clear,
nothing on
clear with
purpose.
contact. Clear with contact, everybody.
There's Clinton Gooseland, someone who are looking, he can make it on one more stop, but kind of really messed up his strategy, ran out in turn, like coming out of turn 2. So I don't know how well it's going to work. Oh, got a little gnat up into the wall, slid up in there. There's the 68 of Nitro, getting ready to start working on the 6 here, who just nipped the apron.
And they're still battling back between, you know, the 68, the 6, and the 8. Those guys are still trying to jostle around and see about the, you know, that position. Right now, that's the race. What's going on? What's going on the track? Everybody else seems to have spread themselves out and got themselves into a position to try to make this
nearly
home run.
3 wide there.
44 just passed the 13 machine of Game Nerd for Hampton Motorsports. He's going to try to slide back underneath
the
him.
lead here. The 98 is still in second. C's closing in on him.
You know, right now it's kind of, you know, it's a one-horse race with this 11. You know, if the 11 wants to try to start maybe trying to make it on one more stop, he has the gap to try to start doing that. If that's something he wants.
The question is how much is he going to lose, Jade, by starting to back down off that, trying to hopefully save some of that fuel. It's not, you know, how much. I mean, does he want to bring these guys up closer to him? You know, I mean, we got one hit
this time.
Yep, we got one hit pit road now.
So there we go. We're getting ready into the middle stop of the stage. Really, the real meat and potatoes of the stage. You know, when things doesn't matter, it's you know, knock on wood, but it's ran green this whole time, and it's been great racing, great action through the whole field. You know, here's the 16 of William Moore, running by himself right now, getting
So
what he
for the
can
11
get.
to make it, he's got to go probably about another 8 laps.
The 07 coming in this time.
And at that point, with the space that he's got, he could do it. It's very plausible, by mathematic-wise, from what I see, he could do it. But he's got to stop backing down a little bit to save some of that fuel to be able to push it that far.
Yeah, and I mean, he's definitely got the room to do it right now. You know, because, again, it's still about half a backstretch between first to second.
Here comes 13. He's coming back out. It looks like he definitely full fueled it and 4 tires. He's coming back out on pit road now.
6 and the 68
07
coming down
just
pit
hit
road
his
right
box.
now. Both made their stops. Coming in, there's the 89 of Keith Allen Ayers for
KAI. As Jade unplugs his mic again on
That
accident.
happens. I'm like trying to recline in my chair here and sit here and watch
It's
the race.
okay, I said it for you.
Yeah, I know. I heard you.
36. He's starting to look on trying to look onside that 08.
You know,
Okay,
can we
Joe.
have a, you know,
We got a
We
bunch
have
more.
another
We got
winner.
3 more cars hitting pit road. Sorry about that. We got
You're
2
good.
more cars. The 8's coming in. We got the 98, the 15. Those guys are coming in.
The 6 and the 68 both coming out now.
Now Drake's gonna be starting to worry a little bit.
Here comes the 92. He's hitting pit road. Or is that 36? That's the
The
92 of
36
Fergie.
and the 21
Well,
currently battling on the front stretch.
11
Yeah,
is
Fergie,
still.
he's hitting pit road.
Drake's staying out, boys.
He's gonna try. I think he's gonna try to stretch it, make it one more stop for him. I'm be real interested to see if it actually works for him here. Falling this.
Because if
It's
not,
good-
Magic
it's
can
tight.
capitalize
It's
on the
tight.
mistake.
It's tight to make that kind of run. I mean, to be able to make this on one stop. I mean, we were working on this. I was working on this last night, and it's tough to do, but it can be done.
There's Maggio and C's. C's did leapfrog the 98. So we're gonna
That's a
see.
good
Just
move.
came in.
There's a 16. What'd you say?
I said it
I
looked like a
think-
gnat just came in.
There's a 16. Rolling
Sorry,
right behind
I
them.
didn't know if he was talking to me or you.
So now, guys, now we've seen all this. Now we've gone through all these pit stops, this and that. The field is stretched out. Now what are we going to see here? Now it's about driver error. Now it's about making that mistake. Now it's about, you know, driver error and the car not handling, like, you know, you made it back on a pit
The
stop, made a
11 is
wrong
pitting,
adjustment.
the 11 is pitting.
You know, And that's where we're at this stage is now at the very end of the stage of this. And real quick, while we're going through this stuff, I want to thank all the people, all the 7 people, whoever's watching. I'm not quite sure because I can't see that. I want to thank our sponsors. Thank everybody that's part of this. Great job, great racing, incredible stuff, guys.
As somebody was saying, the 11's coming in now.
He will not be able to make it on one side.
I don't think so. I believe that he will lose a right rear tire because he's going to have to push it harder than he wants to on this run because of that pit stop.
The
He's
90,
coming in as
You never
well.
know. I don't know.
98 got back around the 15.
Yeah.
Is the 11
He's
coming
looking
back
at
out
the
yet?
9 now.
Yep.
He's
There's
on,
the
he's on the
11.
front stretch now.
You can see him coming out. It's going to be right ahead of these guys.
Oh,
15.
this is going to be close, guys. I mean, is he going to be able to get back up to speed while the 98, the 15, and the 9
they're gonna
close
be-
down on this back door?
They're going to be right
he gonna-
there with him in his
Yeah,
draft.
they're going to close down on this real quick. He's not. He's all by himself. If these guys stick together, they're going to be able to close down on him.
He's going to have better tires than them, though. That's going to be the difference maker. They may be able to hold on for a lap or two, but tire wear will make the difference here.
Unless
Now
they
the
can
question
force
is if
him,
they'll
unless
make
they
a
can
mistake.
force him to run the car harder than he wants to, and they might be able to equal out these tires. But yeah, that's a far-fetched kind of throw. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's
Catch
already
22.
starting.
Yeah,
if
they
you
would
will.
definitely need to be close here if that were to happen.
Yeah. But that 98, he's definitely closing the 98 and the 15 is trying to close down that door on that 11. And as I said, I mean, you'd be surprised how much tire wear by pressuring somebody, just riding behind him, how much pressure you can put on somebody and wear their equipment out. Not even doing anything wrong, just riding, because they're pushing their stuff way harder
So-
than you are.
Turf Tech's on pit road. Turf, I imagine you were the leader there.
I was, the 36 was still on the track. I was coming into pit road, so.
So is the 36 leading now? Is that what I'm thinking?
He was, I believe so.
Okay.
So the
Let's hope he
question is,
doesn't make
Turf,
the
is
same
this
mistake.
definitely going to allow you to make it from this point?
Not yet.
Gotta
That's
say,
what we're talking about. It's still going to take, I guarantee you, but it's going to come with 5 laps to go. They're going to have to come down pit road. They're going to have to take at least a half a can of fuel to a can of fuel. And maybe, because if you're already doing that, you might as well take your rights and just go with it. Make that call and see what happens.
Still on the track, so he will be able to make it.
so Goose, he's got 1 stop left in the tank, but with everything cycling out, is it going to cycle to his favor? Can Goose get his first victory of the season?
And Grant, my phone died. Can you let me know if anything happens on Discord?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Conky, it's good to see you, bro. Hopefully 36 is coming into pit road, so here we go. Crunch your numbers.
He's coming in.
So, the
He can
9 and the
make it.
36 are the 2 that are on the bubble. Everybody else has to stop. The 36, can it cycle? There goes the 11. There is the leader. It's going to be close for Goose.
I think he can do it because he's not going to need to take a full tank of fuel, for one, because he should be he went a few extra laps than everybody else. That's going to cut his pit time. If he's got no damage and everything else, he takes his rights. He might be able to squeak this out.
I think it's going to be close for him. There's your leader, the 11.
Came in
Here
2 laps
comes
after
Goose
me.
coming out right now.
So, Goose will
We
have,
got
it'll be
somebody
a
else coming
full. Now, Goose is a lap down to our leader.
The 98
So-
and the 15 passing him now as he exits pit road.
So, the best thing for Goose is that he needs a friend. He needs a friend right now.
He needs a friend, and he needs these guys because they pulled the trigger early on their fuel. These guys will run out of fuel before he does.
Yes. So right now we're
Because
looking.
he's
Right
in
about-
the green. He's in the green right now. He's got a good pit strategy.
Yep. He's looking about 7. We're looking about 17 now. 16. Seas is on pit road for his final stop of the race.
Excuse me.
Trying to
Yeah,
make
that's
something
it.
different
It's-
happen. There's a lot of cars on
Exactly.
pit road right now for their final stops of the race. Can they make something happen? As the 89 works on his teammate and driver, the 68 of Kristen Soberg, the 16 of
13
William
is in
Moore.
pit road.
16 of William Moore is right down there as well. There's
And all
the
this is
13.
doing
15
is,
zip
is
pit
all
road.
this is doing is fitting right into the 36's hands of US Trek. It
Six
was,
is in.
you know, it was perfect timing. He's on fresh tires or whatever. You know, he's got his fuel, and all he's got to do is just maintain and make sure, you know, keep his stuff straight and no driver error. And he should be able to work his way back up to the front of this and take back over the lead after this is all said and done.
The
Seven is
11
in.
just put
98's
the
in.
11 just put the 21 another lap down. A Nat going to the high side, letting the 11 have it. Veteran move right there. You know, that's what needs to happen. That's the kind of
The
racing that we
98.
love here.
Hey, Maggio's in.
The 8, the 44 are all in.
There's the 6 coming out. There's the 9. There's Maggio. There's the 08.
Do you think
Casey
Maggio
Joe.
made an error?
No, I think they're trying something different to get at this 11. There's Matt Parkhurst. He's in. There's C's. He was the first taker out of the group. Come down. There's
And even the
William Moore.
11's still going to be short on fuel.
There's the 16 passing both the
the 11
89
is
and the
short.
68. Scorp is on pit
98's
road.
no.
Jay
The
Fergie going
98's exiting.
high through 1 and 2. There's the 9 of
So
Turf
I
Tag.
have-
44 also as well.
I have 16 seconds on Goose, but I am saving.
So Turf Tech, right now, the guy to watch. If everything cycles, he won't have to pit if he can save just enough. Here's
And he might be
Gonzaga.
able to do that. He's got no
I got-
pressure.
I
He's
got
got
some
nobody.
friends.
Yeah,
I got
he's got no
some friends.
pressure. He's got no nothing.
No,
All he's got to do is
something-
run his lines.
That's what
So
I'm saying.
right
Plus
now,
now he's got the
Drake
8 where
and
he can draft with. And then
Drake
he's got a
and
couple of
Burr
cars behind
on
him to help push
second.
him along as well.
Goose is in third, and then Casey Joe's in fourth.
How far are you off Drake?
23 seconds.
23 seconds. That is more. Drake's going to have to run really hard to get him back. Now, Drake's got the time. He wants to try to save this. But, as tires,
Can
I
you
don't...
save it though? Can you? Oh, we got a spinner on the front stretch to 16. He just nosedive right in the wall. This could
21
change
item.
everything. 21. He's in the grass. We're still green.
Scorpion's got a piece.
So far, folks, they didn't call caution. We're still running green.
No caution yet.
Incredible.
Well, that's a lot of damage for Fatal to go fix. And we're on the wrong coast, guys, for that much damage.
That much damage. I
boy.
mean, his motor's probably sitting in his lap after that nosedive.
Oh man.
Scorpius does have damage.
Yeah, Scorp got a piece of it. Jay Fergie's got a lot of damage on his car.
And that's going to change. I mean, that's only plays even more and more into the front three hands.
Yeah, Will is limping that car around right now.
I don't know if I'll be able to make it, so I think Goose is gonna get.
That's all right. We'll pull that thing down
There
pit
we-
road, slap some 200-mile-an-hour speed tape on that. We'll be good to go.
There's Goose making his way around William Moore, who's limping his Fatal machine around. There's Scorp, Jay Fergie.
Oh,
Knight.
Drake's coming in, guys.
Drake's coming in. That's going to give the lead to the 9. But the 9 says he does not have enough.
Your two key players in this right now is at 15 and 36. And those are the guys that they pushed it to as far as they can go, and they managed
Now let's
to
see
do
if it works out for him.
Yep, exactly. Let's see if this all will rotate through. In the 98, he's trying to work away. I believe he's a lap down. He's trying to get that lap back on the 15. And this is all panned out.
When I think
Here
of
comes
fuel
the
mileage
36.
guys, the 36th, the 21, there are guys that can do that sort of thing, and I think that Turf, Turf, I know you're in here. I think you need to stretch it as much as you can, buddy, even if you get a
I've
top
got it,
5 out
yeah.
of it.
So far,
Just don't surrender.
close.
Never surrender. Never give up.
Never surrender.
Great.
You might
36
get lucky.
got him.
Drake came out 0.4 of a second behind Goose.
That's gonna help for sure.
Yeah.
Well, see,
So it's
the
Drake's
thing with
race.
Goose is a very respectful racer, but when he wants something, he's gonna battle for it. And he's gonna make that 11 work. to get around him.
He's not easy. He's not. Yeah, when it comes to crunch time, he's not an easy person to. He just doesn't. I
Turf,
mean,
can we get an update, bud?
Yeah.
the first part of the first part of the racing, he's very respectful, very giving, very receiving, etc., etc. But when it comes to closing time, he's not so easy to
Five
get
to
around.
go?
That's for sure.
Yeah, and I'm a lap short, so I'm pushing this, hoping for a caution.
Well, just start letting off. Let off. Here, I'm going to start talking you through it.
Oh, I've been letting off. It's not happening.
How far back are they?
Oh, it's like there's two people on the wall. What the fuck? Oh,
Oh,
what is going on?
that's Chase.
Listen, run half throttle. You got this, buddy. You got a long way back.
Yeah.
Run about half throttle on the straights. Let it roll through the corners. You got, what, 3 laps left?
Yeah, 3 laps with 4 to go.
Okay.
That's right, folks. We got 4 to go.
Listen,
I mean,
you
as
only-
you see here. Yeah,
Listen,
buddy.
And the
your
11
fuel light,
and the 11 got the 36.
your fuel light needs to come on halfway down the backstretch, and you'll be fine. You'll make it under power.
Thing is the tires. What is this?
Oh, Casey Joe into the wall.
What's your
Yeah,
tires at?
They're at 20.
Oh,
You'll
you'll
be
be
good.
fine.
You'll make
be
it.
fine.
You'll make it.
Run it straight, Turf. Run it strafe. I'm not trying to be biased, everybody, but trying to help him
No,
out here.
listen, guys, and this is what this is about. Even though we're broadcasting, we still, I mean, if people ask questions and that, what we can do to help, this is what we're all about. We're a family, and we need to help, whether we're in commentating or anything else. This is what we do.
There's the
Now,
89.
15, and at this
Turf
point,
is
the
not-
15, the 98, he's trying to make that move and almost couldn't quite get there.
Yep, and also the thing is too, Turf isn't one of Jade's drivers. He's actually mine. So, the fact that Jade is sitting here telling one of my drivers how to help him, that's a big thing. It helps
my
him with the
tires are
development
done.
a little bit more.
2
I
laps
ain't
to go
making
for
it.
Turf.
Here we
I
go.
can't make it. The tires are done.
Just
dropped.
run slow. Run
Oh, it
slow. You got
dropped.
so much time.
Oh no, my tire's at 5% now. It dropped so much.
Back it right down. Back it right
Back it
down,
down.
buddy.
Don't come in.
Oh, I'm just
Really?
I have to. I
Just
have to.
lap
It's
back
literally-
You got
way
1
down.
lap. Just keep going.
Yeah, just keep going, dude. Don't.
blow.
Listen.
Who cares?
No, just
Put her in
back
the
it.
wall.
I was
Back
just saying,
it way
Turf
down.
run the wall,
Back
dude.
it way down.
White flag.
I'm in the
White
pit.
flag
I'm
is
in the
out.
pit.
Can Goose
Oh,
get back around the
here we go.
11?
Yeah,
He's
my
trying.
tire's shot.
He's gonna try
I had
to.
enough fuel.
I mean, that
And
was
this
great
is for the
pit
win?
strategy.
All right, right here. This is Goose has got the run coming down the backstretch. What is he gonna
There we
do?
go.
Drake's gonna go down
Last
low.
chance.
Swing it
Look into
down
the
low,
high
Goose.
side.
Come on, buddy, make it happen.
Come on, Goose. Oh,
Huge
Drake's gonna slow up a lot to
Oh,
slow down
yeah.
Goose. And that'll be it.
There it is. Yep.
That'll
Drake is
be
your
it.
Great
winner.
job, though.
Well, guys, I got a penalty in the pit road somehow.
Well, folks, I mean,
Well-
that was great stuff. That was great closure. The guys did exactly
So,
what we
Turf,
thought they
tell
would
us who
do.
the top 3 are, so I can know.
Yeah, once I get out of this pit road, I gotta go around.
Drake, Goose, and the third, I don't know.
Well, there he is.
Looks
Win
like-
number 4 on the season. Win number 5 for the 11 machine. But 4 for this driver, Drake. He has done everything that he has had to do right now, and he is in form. The second driver of the season to make the full sweep. We'll find out if he got fastest lap. If he got fastest lap, that will guarantee the full sweep. Like I said, one driver, he did it last
And
night.
the playoffs.
Jarrett Reese. Big. He now puts him up to 10. 10.
Okay, so Drake, Goose, Maggio, Cease, Mr. Godzak, Parker, Scorp, Nitro, and Game Nerd are top 10.
Excellent pit strategy by Goose and those guys. That was perfect pit strategy.
I tried.
Well, Turf,
With
you
that
know,
being said,
Once I saved so much gas,
Yeah.
it just shot the tire.
Yeah.
we're gonna.
Yeah, that can happen.
And now
but,
we're just now,
And I don't
folks,
have
we're
to
just
watch, so
Turf, I'm always proud of you, buddy. You did a great job today.
if I would have
Way
been
to
in the
get that 3rd place in stage 2
stage 1, Grant.
or stage 1. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
If
You
I would
know,
have been
Turf-
in
buddy. If you would have blown the tire and put it in the wall, it would have been okay because you blew a tire. trying to lip her around the track. Jay
Wow.
Fergie, fast lap, 30.822 before he
Great
left.
lap. Great lap. Great lap.
Second place was a 30.9 of Nitro.
So,
Excellent lap.
But yeah, with Goose, finishing in the top 3, I was talking to him before joining the booth, and he thought he was going to get 11th today, and so he pulled a good one there.
Oh, don't but listen. Ghost drove me for 2 seasons. Don't ever always.
Alright, with that being said,
we're going to let Maggio get in here, and we'll get rolling on interviews.
Yeah.
Good race tonight. 1 caution. 1.
Great racing.
All week.
and Matt had a good finish too.
That is 3 cautions for 3 NASCAR series, guys. That was fantastic.
After the change. After the
That means
change, Jade.
the move
Bingo.
was the right decision.
So, it was a great call by the admins to make this decision, to move forward with it, give the guys that needed some help, and now look at the benefits that we're reaping. I don't think Maggio's joined quite yet, has he?
No, I haven't seen him yet.
No, not yet.
Okay, but it was a fantastic move by the admins to start up the entry series.
And I kind of brought this up too, Jade. Remember, we kind of talked about what would you rather have? A 30-car field with 50 cautions, or a 16, 17-car field with 1 caution?
That's the way to be. The entry series, we can get some more guys in there, to kind of really make this driver class.
Oh yeah.
The next driver class, like the big thing. And like you said, we are going to have 4 heat series, and it's going to be what it is, and we'll figure out as we get there. We are going to roll to second place because Maggio's still not here. We're going to keep on going with the broadcast here.
You know what? Let's fill
Go
the
right
void
ahead,
with Parky
We're going to roll
getting
to
this all
second.
finished today.
We're going to roll to second to get rolling,
Okay.
to get going,
Yep.
to get the top 3 of their interviews. So, it's coming in second for Wolfpack Motorsports, the 36 of Clinton Gooseland. Goose, US.
Oh, there he
There he
is.
is.
He hasn't loaded in for me. We're going to keep going with second place because I already started.
Yeah, we'll catch
So-
back up with him in the back end.
Goose, second place, buddy. How do you feel?
Like I took second place. No, I'm not sure I did very good in the stages. I think I was in top 10s, but I got in that last stage. I was doing good, and I got tagged and went down. Just avoided going into the infield, and that dropped me way back. And I was like, okay, I have to change my strategy now. So I just started saving, making sure that I could do just 2 pit stops and let it fall where it may. Drake was just too fast in the end, because both times I pit in that last stage, I was in first place. And I was like, oh, this looks really good. But then, of course, Maggio is a phenomenal race driver. He's very technical. He's very fast. So, I mean, kudos to him, because it was going to be hard to beat me, because I think he pitted before me. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
did.
you were the last one, I believe, that when we were watching that, you were the last, almost the very last one to hit pit road.
So he saw what was going on. He did what he had to do, and I know he was saving because I was keeping up with him. So I was like, yeah, he's saving. And fuel was a little bit of it, but tires. You had to be able to save them tires. And so I appreciate it, and I appreciate y'all. This is the racing tonight was the best racing we've had this season, bar none, period.
Agreed.
And if you look at the roster, oh my God, there is some talent here, and I'm just fortunate, humbled to be a part of so much talent in one field, so much respect, and that's all I got to say, because I'll keep going.
Well, Goose, You know, man, you drove the wheels off of it. You almost had it. You were so close. Does this build some confidence moving forward?
It's nice to get a pole podium. I am well aware of where I sit in talent in the league. But you know, it's good to pull at least a podium. Isn't this my first podium this season? Maybe?
Yeah,
This
it
is
is,
the
buddy.
first interview
That's
we've
right.
had with you this season, Goose.
Yeah.
Remarkable.
So, well, I just want to point out to the world, because I know we're broadcasting to the world. So to my peeps in Russia and my peeps in China and Japan and Australia, I have nothing to say to you.
Well,
Oh my
alright,
God.
guys, that's Goose, everybody.
That's
That's Goose.
There's the goose. Honk, honk.
But in all honesty, Goose, congrats on second place, buddy. It's definitely going to help you in the points. Really secure yourself in that top 14. Congrats on second place, and go celebrate with your team.
Thanks, appreciate it.
All right, we're going to
With that
slide.
being said, oh,
We're gonna
sorry, Jade.
You're good. We're going to slide back to third position here to talk to Maggio, a guy that we're getting used to talking to here after almost every single race. Maggio came home third tonight, bud. What was the move?
Yeah, a little bit of a disappointing third, if I'm being honest. I was pretty much pulled away with Drake in the first two stages, and I think it was the third lap of stage 3. I had a finger spasm, and I downshifted in the middle of the turns 1 and 2,
Oh.
and that sent me back behind Cease, and then I was trying to pass Cease, and I didn't quite clear him on the bottom, and his teammates came running the train on me on the outside, and I got sent all the way back to 6th place. So that was a little bit frustrating that I could not clear him, and that obviously that my finger spasmed, but I was able to get back up. And I just want to say, Fergie, if you're watching, I'm really sorry for what happened during the pits there. I just misjudged it entering, and I gave him a bump into the pits, and I think it made him speed, so I will
Yeah.
100% accept any warning or penalty that I get from that. It was 100% my fault. I just misjudged how early he was going to be getting on the brakes, so
Well,
I just
Pano,
wanna say I'm sorry about
it's
that.
kind of tough Pano, it's kind of tough when we're all coming into pit road, you know, especially at a group. You know,
Yeah, and everyone has different breaking points of how aggressive they think
Correct.
they can get onto pit road and everything. Mine was just a little bit more aggressive than his, and I
Exactly,
misjudged how
and
early
of
he would
course
be.
we all do that. We all do that aggressive, you know, trying to get every inch that we can get. You know, when it comes to these races, we try to get every inch that we get, and that includes even coming to pit road. You know,
Yeah.
so I mean, it's obviously when the tires that were on this nat, they don't lock up like they're supposed to. So I mean, it's you know, gratefully, you know, you recognized it and you know, you took care of it, you know. But at that point, it becomes, you know, exactly what it is. We've all done it. We've all had it happen. You know, wash it up is what it is. But great job tonight, buddy, on your finish line.
Thank you. Good win, Drake, and great strategy for that second trick. Wasn't
Yeah,
sure if you were going to be able to make it or not. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it or not either. I was thinking I was going to run second all race and then not even get an interview at the end because you guys were going to make it, but only Trick made it.
Yeah, so the other thing I want to add to that, you know, with Jay Fergie, he's one of the most respectful guys in the league, one of them class acts. If you just shoot him a message and just be like, you know, just say the same thing you just said, you know, you apologized on stream. I heard it, Mike heard it, Grant heard it,
I heard
everybody
it.
that's watching heard it.
Yeah, I apologized to him mid-race, and I actually already did message him after the race. before.
And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Just to bring this attention real quick, is that we know this isn't a direct science. I mean, I've talked about it before this net. I mean, if mistakes happen this net, you know, the communication between driver to driver and not have to worry about the admin aspect of it, it makes a big difference on how things happen. Because, I mean, driver to driver, you deal with a driver that's gone away. As soon as you pull an admin into it, then it becomes admin, driver, and usually if the admin's got to get involved, it's usually a worse situation than if the drivers handle it themselves.
Yep, I agree.
So, man, you know, you've been fast all season long. You're climbing the points. Definitely one of the favorites
Yeah.
going into playoffs, man. Third place tonight, another good points night for you. You're getting there. Congratulations on 3rd place. Go celebrate with your team.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
Alright, with that being said, we're moving into the 4-time winner this season, Mr. Drake.
What's up, guys?
4-time winner, buddy.
4 wins on the season.
Should have been 5.
Should have been
We don't
5.
count, we don't
Still
count that
thinking,
one, though.
still thinking about Atlanta. Still thinking about that Atlanta race, man.
Yeah, well, we don't count that one, so it's still 4.
Yeah,
So-
oh God.
I mean, if you want to count 5, that's 5 wins with that 11 car. Between
Yeah.
2 different drivers.
Yeah, that's true.
But
All right, we'll give you that. We'll give you that, buddy.
I hate to break in, but I may need to make a correction because I took 2nd in that race.
Yes, you
Just
did.
saying. So this is my 2nd podium.
is it your second
Alright,
podium?
so
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah,
You're
it's
right.
his second
Yeah, no, he
podium,
did.
'cause
Yeah,
he
yeah,
finished
this is
second
second
at
podium.
Atlanta too.
That's right. That's right. You're right, Goose. My bad, buddy.
We got you.
So,
Nah, I forgot about it.
Alright, so-
Atlanta was a long time ago.
alright, so 4 in a row for you, Drake.
Not 4 in a row.
Unreal, man.
Not
Uh,
4 in a row. Just 4 in general.
Just 4 in general.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Anyway, so going
2 in a
into
row,
that,
right? Sorry.
You won last
yeah,
Sorry,
I think it
continue.
would be.
I won
Anyway,
Bristol
so-
and then this. Never mind. Go ahead. Sorry.
Anyway, so with you, what was the strategy you had going into that final stage?
That is an excellent question. I honestly just did not believe that anybody was going to be able to make it on just 2 stops. With the tires being the way that they were, I just thought that there was too much tire wear. I was thinking about trying to do 2 stops and stay out the full, 18 laps and just barely be able to make it, but I just decided to go for the 3-stop strategy. What I ended up doing was I did 2 stops for 4 tires, and then the last stop I took 2 tires.
On the right side.
Yes, right side tires. And I was like, there was a point before I actually did that last pit stop where I saw what lap you guys were coming into the pits, and I was like, oh man, they're going to be able to make it. And, for me, I'm just really thankful that it ended up working out for me, because I'm definitely going to have to go to the drawing board when it comes to some of this race strategy stuff, because I almost lost one tonight on strategy, and I just, I'm not the kind of guy. I don't like losing races when it comes to strategy races. I like to be the person winning because of strategy races, and so just thankful that was still able to work out for me. But man, it was such an awesome race between me and Goose. I honestly, out of everybody in the field tonight, I did not think that I would be battling for a win with Goose of all people, but that was so awesome how he was able to just barely make it there to the end. And
I'm not sure how to take that.
Yeah. My bad.
I was thinking the same
but
thing as he was saying it. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. There's gonna be a fight on pit road.
I was surprised. I was surprised because I've seen him on the track a couple times, and he's always been one of those guys that he doesn't usually run up at the front, but he's kind of like a sleeper, honestly. And he definitely showed the good side of that tonight. But fun fact about me, I actually, when I took left side tires on that last stop, I was so worried my left rear was not going to be able to make it, and I crossed the line with 0% on my left rear too. It was very close.
It's funny with Goose, because I can actually vouch for this. With Goose, he's a very technical driver.
Yeah.
He's a very, he works on his stuff. I mean, I can tell you a story about him. Where when he first got his wheel and first got his setup, when we first met, he took the thing on vacation with his wife and was racing with me. Yeah, oh yeah, he did. Oh yeah. So
Yeah,
I mean, he gives, and he never. I mean, he's always, he's always improving and always adjusting. Always doing this, and we kind of practiced last night, so I kind of had kind of an insight that I didn't say anything. I knew because he's raced with me for 2 years. Raced with me for 2 years, 2 seasons, and I knew what he was up to, and and that individual there, he's very technical, very patient, but yet can be very blunt and very forceful. But he does what he needs to do every race, and this was one of those prime examples.
Yes.
Wow. I feel a kind of way now. I'm kind of tearing up there, Mike. Not.
See? Not.
Could we see the reunion for Cup next season of Goose and Hurlbut Motorsports? Find out in January.
Nice
Oh,
plug.
we know what happens.
Nice
We know what
plug.
happens when you stop putting that group together.
Yeah.
Right
back to
now,
Drake.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So we're gonna bring
Okay,
it
so
back to Drake for a second. Go ahead, Hazzard.
I was about ready to say, we noticed that you had a little bit of an altercation at the end of stage 2. I noticed it because at the end of the stage, you got spun out and it put C's right next to you. So, how did it feel restarting with a guy who could have had a good finish tonight? And how did it feel overall to get win number 4 for your boss Jade Burr?
Yeah, so you're talking about the ending of stage 2 there, so...
Yes.
First of all, awesome fucking racing, awesome racing with Maggio.
Oh, there's the F4. Everybody drank. There's the F4. Everybody drank.
My bad. Awesome racing the whole race with Maggio. You know, obviously he had that issue where he had the spasm and downshifted, which, you know, I've done stuff like that, so I know how that feels. But that race for the stage 2 win, we were just absolutely going for it, beating and banging, and that was a really cool race. And congratulations, to him for having a good night as well. But yeah, I think what you're talking about where I got spun out, that's just what happens when you're like on the apron and you finish the stage. The AI like takes over and it jerks your car and then it just like spins you out. But you don't really, if you take damage after the AI takes over your car, it doesn't actually like give you proper damage, or you don't.
Right. It gives you more of a cosmetic damage than it does an actual damage.
Exactly. Yeah. So it wasn't really a problem, thankfully.
Yeah, win number 4 is big for you, Drake. That should help you with points, and you almost got the sweep tonight.
Actually, I did get the sweep. I won the heat race and both stages.
But you didn't get the fastest lap.
You didn't get the fastest lap in pole.
Oh,
you got
I'm sorry,
pole.
buddy. I didn't mean
you
to.
won stage 1, won stage 2, won the race, didn't get the pole. There's been one driver all season to get the whole thing, and that was Jarrett Reese last night in the Truck Series.
Yeah.
But Drake, I don't want your head to get too big because,
Yeah, no, I got you.
You guys are gonna find any way you can to minimize his achievement.
I was gonna say Drake is like crying in the bathroom right now because he didn't get fastest lap.
Oh God.
He's just absolutely defeated right now.
So, but Drake, man, phenomenal stuff from you this season since you started. 4 wins on the year. You're now in double digits for playoff points, and we're only halfway through the season at this point.
Yeah.
You're definitely climbing towards the top as one of the drivers like I said, the Maggio, you're one of the favorites going into the playoffs. This playoff style racing, it definitely is going to suit you moving forward. But great stuff out of you tonight as a team owner and a friend. Real proud of you. You're really kind of being the class of the field right now, and you're really coming into form. One of those storylines that we're going to be really watching moving forward next week with the doubleheader at Talladega and Pocono. The Busch Series finally catches up with Truck. So that's going to be a great time. Congratulations.
And a great night.
Yeah, congratulations on your win tonight. Deserved one heck of a performance from you.
Yes, thank you very much, Jade. And I just also want to say one last thing. Just to everybody who raced tonight, the whole race caution-free. And it was close with strategy and everything. I mean, that was definitely. I think it was Goose that said it was probably our best race of the season. I definitely agree with that. So great job tonight, everyone.
So with that being said, go celebrate with your team, and get ready for next week,
Jade,
buddy.
You should be joining him.
I should be joining him, but we still got booth stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about Parky real quick. Talk to Parky, see how his night went. Here he is, right there. Parky, which car did you run tonight? The green one?
Yeah, the green one.
Green one.
The green one with the white stripes on the side of it.
Yep, I got it. So, Matt, kind of quiet night for you. You were in the top 10 there for a while at the start of stage 3. Then we kind of lost track of you there for a little while. What happened with you tonight?
You're about to say no, buddy.
We're losing Jade.
Am I back?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got you.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. So, Barky, we kind of lost track of you there about stage 3. Quiet night from you. You finished in the top 10. Still had a great performance. What could you take from tonight to move forward the next week?
Basically, I need more nights like tonight because started out really strong. I won my heat race. I qualified, I think 5th. So I thought I had a pretty decent car tonight. You know, I could contend for a top 5, but kind of got stuck up in the wall a couple times early on because I forgot how tight my car fired off and knocked the wall down a couple times early on, dropped back a little bit. But I mean, once I settled in about 7th or 8th place. Kind of just rode there pretty much all race. I think I finished 6th in both stages. But, like you said, a quiet night. But if a quiet night continues to get me top 10 finishes, I'll gladly take that. Because we know what happens when I'm up a little bit closer to the front. I get aggressive, and I usually shoot myself in the foot on pit strategy. So I didn't want a repeat of that. So I said I'll take my quiet night. Me and Godzak ran around each other pretty much all race, and at the end we worked really, really well together. We picked off a couple spots at the end. I think he finished 6th, I finished 7th, and honestly, I want more nights like tonight because I think for me it's all about just making it to the playoffs and then going from there. So just quiet night, collecting points, and moving on to next week.
Yeah, next week is a doubleheader. So, what do you expect heading into the next week with 2 tracks?
Well, I have very mixed feelings about next week because one track I absolutely love, and as Jade pointed out the other night on why he was in the entry series race, one track I hate. Because Jade mentioned it the other night, I am not a fan of super speedway racing on here. But if I survive Talladega, all right, then we go to Pocono. And Pocono in my past league history has always been a really, really strong track for me, and it's a track I absolutely love. So honestly, I have very mixed feelings. I feel really good about Pocono as long as I can survive Talladega in a decent. And get a decent result there.
Well, you think about it, buddy. If the racing continues, since some of the things that we've changed, in the past week and a half. I mean, if the racing continues like it, looks like exactly like the past 3 races we just experienced here in the past 3 days. I mean, you have a great chance of actually having a good rebound.
Oh, I agree. I mean, now that things are starting to settle down a little bit, everybody is getting focused on racing smart, racing hard yet racing smart. And I know there's a few times tonight that I got a bit aggressive. I made some moves I wouldn't normally make, but that's because I have a ton of trust in the guys I'm racing around in this series, and I'm able to make them moves. We're able to keep it clean, and I think that's going to set a very good tone for the rest of this season. Not only in this series, but in the truck series and in the entry level series as well. I think judging by all the races this week, I think we have all the right people in the right places going forward, and I'm super excited to see what the rest of the season holds.
I definitely agree with that. I think that it's a good. I think, as we said most of the night, that it was a great call by the admins to start the entry series to get people where they needed to be, and 3 cautions and 3 races. That is fantastic. I'm proud of each and every one of the drivers, the admins. Thank you to Steve of Rogers Racing Engines for being the sponsor of the series.
Quiet man.
Yes, he's a very, very quiet man. A man of few words. The best way to describe Steve. But when he does start talking, oh baby, hold on.
It's worse than doing 4 wide at Talladega.
Yes, yes.
5 wide at Talladega.
Oh, but with that being said, we are gonna cut the stream here.
Yep.
Again, thanks to all the guys that came out and raced tonight on the WRL. We're getting things back on track, back to the excellence that the WRL does have in our races, getting our name back out there in positive light. Get people excited, get some more drivers to come in that wanna race with the best of the best that console has. And I've said it for the past 2 weeks. I think we have the fastest drivers left on console. So, with that being said, Hazzard, you want to take us away?
Alright, y'all. Thank you so much for watching the Worldwide Race League Network. Next week, we head to Talladega and Pocono. Doubleheader. So, with that being said, I would like to thank Weston Grant, Mike Hurlbutt Sr., and Jade Burr. I am Hazzard. We'll see y'all next time. Keep going worldwide, and we'll catch you down the road.